All right, so we're going to try to start a podcast called Scratch and Waggle. My name is Kip Bedford, and this is
Thomas Buchanan.
Thomas.
Yeah.
So we just want to talk golf. That's what we're here to do. We love the game, so we're going to talk golf.
Yeah, so a little bit about myself and some of the reasons why I picked up golf and why I'm excited about this opportunity. I've been a ball player for years, different sports here and there, and now I'm getting older, and I had to do something different.
Now, when you say older,
so we had this running joke about being millennial. So I call myself editor. So that I have tendencies to have millennial tendencies, and also some of that old school generation X Y tendencies as well.
Yeah, what am I? A Y.
A Y. You're a Y.
Generation Y.
Yeah. So I grew up on Tiger Woods. You grew up on.
I grew up on
Ben Hogan.
Ben Hogan. No, it wasn't quite that long. It was Bobby Jones. No, it was. Who did I grow up? I grew up watching Freddie Couples, Greg Norman, and then Tiger came along as the punk that was going to just take over.
Funny story about that. Growing up watching golf and being younger and on Sundays, coming home from church, from Southern Baptist, growing up in Mobile, Alabama.
I was listening to that before you came over. I was trying to figure out the best person that sings it. So we're going to play that here in a minute. You keep talking.
Yeah, so, coming home on Sundays after church and, usually the last day of a golf round. And I really started gaining interest in golf by watching Greg Norman. Honestly, I just seen Greg to Shark. Yeah, absolutely.
You like the way he dressed.
Yes, the dress thing. My dad used to buy the hats and the shirts. He didn't care about golf at all. So that man knows how to dress, but he had a certain swag about him, when he was on the golf course. You always kind of pull for him, although he found a way to mess up quite a bit. Yeah. So
we're gonna have a choke of the week.
Yeah. So, I gained a respect for the game through Greg Norman and watching him. So, never wanted to play it. For a long time, I always thought, man, it's walking with sticks. That's golf. Why would I want to do that? I played basketball. I played football. So why do we do that?
You say you play football. I've never seen him actually play. He claims he's in the Hall of Fame at his high school.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that.
I am. It's true story. True story. Yeah, permanent captain, defensive line, all that. Mobile. Football's the thing here. You grow up on football.
Oh yeah, we're from LA.
Yeah.
Lower Alabama.
Yeah, we do play golf here. Yeah, it does happen.
We have fantastic golf, and that's another reason we wanted to start this, is to kind of put the golf community on the map in our area. But go ahead, keep talking about yourself.
Oh, well, you're going to do it for the rest of the podcast all the way out, so I might as well get it in now while I can, because it's just going to be me being the color guy. But that's pretty good.
Can I keep that?
No, let's not.
I'm the guy. Analysis and you're the color guy.
I set myself up on that one. I set myself up.
That's awesome.
But yeah. So going back, the Aretha Franklin version is better.
I know.
I'm sorry, but so I picked up golf, and I'm going to throw this out there for you. Everybody in that age range that I'm in that plays sports for so long and scared to pick up the golf clubs and thinks, hey man, this is boring, I don't want to do it. It will catch you. It will make you addicted to it, because you get to maintain a level of competition that sometimes you miss after you hang up the cleats in other sports. And
so you're saying it's an old man sport?
I'm not saying it's an old man sport. I'm saying I can go to work the next day without having to torn ACL and still compete. That's all I'm saying.
Because that's one of our things on our list here that we want to talk about is golf. You have to be an athlete to play golf, and that's one of my. I might even put that on the Twitter account. We got a Twitter account going, by the way, guys. It's at Scratch and Waggle or at Scratch. I think the .com out there.
That's
I'm not a millennial. I don't even know how to use Twitter. It's a Twitter account. It's at Scratch and Waggle, and I think there's no .com on that. We do have an email address. If you want to send us a question, it's scratchandwaggle at gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. So, yeah, that's why we want to do this. So it gives you guys two perspectives of the game. You have Kip, who's been playing, what, 30 years now?
Well, yeah,
Is that,
I mean, yeah,
30 years? And that's not all his life, by the
Roughly.
way, so
Well,
that just kind of, you're just trying to age him a little. And I've literally, in my first year, so you get two perspectives as a
founder.
okay, there it is. That's the best version of Son of a Preacher Man.
We're not sure about copyrights right now, but we see what out there. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt Thomas, by the way, all the time.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to get in now. Do you want to get the backstory of the Son of a Preacher Man?
Oh yeah, keep
that yet?
going, because I like where you were going with that. You were a beginner golfer, and I'm not. So run with that for a
Okay,
second.
yeah. So,
I was liking that.
oh my bad.
I
Sorry, I thought you were getting.
Yeah.
You were getting.
Nobody pats me on the back about golf. So I just want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Sorry, you don't know. You were there flipping through your phone. I thought you were getting.
No, I'm
bored.
done. I put it down.
Okay, all right, sweet.
I'm acting like a man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Can't put it down. So yeah, there's two different perspectives. You know, the beginner golfer first year, and then and then we got self-appointed over here, Scratch, who's sitting in a chair that he said he won at a golf tournament. I don't know if I believe that or not.
And that can be the first picture on the Twitter.
And he wants to keep throwing that in my face that he won that at a golf tournament. But you know,
I'll show you my Yeti that I won the other day.
but what's funny about the golf tournament, I played my first four-man scramble?
Yeah.
Four-man scramble about 2 months ago, about a month ago. So, and you know, at those golf tournaments, you can win prizes that have nothing to do with golf. I mean,
Right.
you just get your raffle ticket called after it gets pulled out of a hat, and you walk away with something. So it was my first golf tournament. I walked away with $100. And,
I'm glad you brought that up. Because keep going with that. Tell that story, and I got to back up to it.
okay, so you know, we play around the golf. You know, my first tournament ever. I tried to.
He was our D player, by the way.
No, Jim.
Yeah.
Jim. We had Jim.
Jim was there.
So I was.
We had two D players.
So I was the third best on the four-man team for a guy that's only played for a year. so, so you know, I tried to do my best to you know, have a shot that counted or something we could play. You know, so being a competitor I am, you know, I wanted to contribute some kind of way during that golf tournament. So. But it was a great experience. Playing in the four-man scramble and just being in that atmosphere and learning something new, especially as a beginner. A lot of nerves going too, by the way. But played the golf tournament, you know, did the 18 holes, and then first thing I do when I pull up in the parking lot is look at Kip and say, you know, Kip points, hey man, they got lunch over there. I say, I don't need the lunch, man. Where's the ice chest? I need to drink. And then, you know, he points, he filled up a cooler for me, and I appreciated that on the golf. But I drank two before he even got to the golf cart.
Before he got to the golf
Yeah.
cart. Yeah. It was a bad day for him.
Yeah, it was a bad day. But what's funny about it is my game started off great, you know, and then all of a sudden it started going downhill. But I think that's the more drinks in.
Yeah, there was the consumption of the ice chest had a direct effect on his golf game. All right, get to the drill.
Okay,
class.
sorry,
Get the
my
drill
bad,
class.
my bad. All right, my fault. All right, so
No, you're good.
yeah, so we played 18, and we pull up at the end, and they're giving away golf prize, you know, closest to the pin awards. You know, you had the putting competition.
Oh yeah, that was the tournament that it had a par 3.
Yeah, and you were.
If a hole in one, it was a hole in one for $25,000.
What are you talking about him himself? Yeah.
And I put it within
Yeah, we know
15
this.
minutes. I'm holding
This is
the rule
my
right
story.
now. I'm
Yes,
holding
my
the rule
story,
because,
but-
again, we're in the schooling. But it was 15 inches from the cup.
Yeah. So.
And it was for $25,000. And none of my playing partners, Thomas included, even saw the shot.
I did see the shot. What are you talking about?
When we got up to the
I
hole,
got to-
but
yeah,
when I
that's
hit
right.
it, it was in the air. I'm sitting there going,
But think about it. I was 4 in by that time. I didn't care.
Right.
All right. So yeah, but it was a good shot. It was a good shot. It was for a car. It was for a car.
It was for a car.
It was for a car.
No, it's $25,000.
For the whole one.
It was cash.
That's right. It was close.
It was real.
He says he would have given me a little bit. I don't believe it.
I was going to split it with him. I was going to give them $5. No teeth.
So yeah. So we get to the end of, the go back to the clubhouse after we played 18 and they're giving away all types of prizes, golf balls, vacuum cleaners. I think.
It was
Yeah.
our office cleaning company.
Yeah, paper company.
Paper company, yeah.
So toilet paper.
So I got,
paper.
go ahead, okay. I got to tell them what I want.
Okay, so yeah, so I win, they call my name. I didn't play great, but I still walked away with a prize. So I look over and there's this vacuum cleaner sitting there. I say, I don't really need it, but it's the best looking thing still left on stage. I'm taking that vacuum cleaner home. So I walk away with this really nice vacuum cleaner. Well, I just assumed it was just your run-of-the-mill vacuum cleaners. So I walk to the side and I got this guy that just pulls out a wad of cash next to me and says,
What? Hey, what was a wallet?
It was a wallet full of cash. And literally he told me, hey, I'll give you $100 for that vacuum cleaner. I was like, that's awesome. I'm $100 richer. So I come to the golf course, I play my first 4-man scramble, got some free beers, got a good lunch, and got to play some golf, pretty day. Now I'm walking away with...
And you got to hang with me.
Yeah, and then hang out with the self-appointed Scratch over here. Self-appointed Scratch. We're gonna see how long this is gonna go. Yeah, I got to hang out with self-appointed Scratch all day. So I was, it was a good day. So I walked away until I decided to take my phone out and Google how much.
Well, first you accepted the $100.
I accepted $100.
Yeah, he accepted $100.
Yeah, after he had probably $2,000 worth of hundreds.
Well, we don't know.
It looked like
he pulled the money, put it out. He pulled off a $100 bill and gave it to Thomas.
Yeah.
And we're high-fiving each other.
Yeah, I've Googled vacuum cleaner, and I found out the retail price of a vacuum cleaner is $500. So I just literally got hosed at the golf.
I probably shouldn't say this. His shirt said Willie T, chicken fingers or something like that. Dude was walking to the truck on cloud nine.
So he's going home with a commercial vacuum cleaner worth $500, and I'm going home, I'm with $100.
Cash. It wasn't a bad deal.
Still not a bad deal, but I could have probably got another $150 out of it if I really tried. But I don't know. Long story about a 4-man scramble, my first one, and I walk away with a door prize. And you're sitting in a chair that you said you won at a golf tournament.
I did, but I want to tell my other story first. So just about 3 weeks ago, I'm at a tournament, local tournament, and they were giving away one of these 20-quart Yetis. And I kid you not, they did never call my number. Everybody that they pulled door prize ticket for, they would give them a prize and they put the ticket back in the hat. They said, we're going to redraw for all the #1 prizes. And I think they had 5 prizes that were quote unquote the big ones. And so I had not won anything. And they get down to drawing for the Yeti and they draw my number. 9903. Never forget, man. I mean, that's Yeti, come on. And so I go up there and get it. And no kidding, Tom, this is a true story. I get back to the picnic table there that they were holding and drawing under. And a dude walks up to me and says, hey, what do you take for that Yeti?
Oh, man.
And I went, hey, I'm not stupid. I said, $500. And he looked at me because, if he was that stupid, I would have taken the $500 for it. And he looked back at me with a kind of grin on his face and he goes, you don't want to sell it, do you? I said, no, not this time. Let me get another one and I'll sell it. But this one, I'll keep it. So door prizes are cool. This one that I've got here, I'll be honest with you, I have no idea which tournament it was. I just know I got it. And what I'm sitting in, and we can put a picture out on Twitter, it's a very cool, cushiony stadium chair. And it's even got backpack straps on it so that you can carry it. It does not even fold. This is it. What you see is it.
Oh, that's the way it...
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll put that out on at Scratch and Waggle.
Scratch and Waggle at gmail.com. At gmail.com.
I don't know if you explained that well enough, but yes, we've got somebody that's been playing golf for a very long time.
I got sidetracked. I'm sorry.
And we've got somebody that just started. You've been playing 6 months, 8 months?
About 8 months now.
All right.
8 months, something right, yeah.
So 2017, early 2017, Tom started playing golf, and I walked into his office, and we work together, by the way, and I said, dude, I'm going to play golf, and Thomas was like, I've always wanted to try that. And I said, if you want to learn, I'll teach you. And because I've taught some terrible golfers how to play golf. And Patty O'Rourke would be one.
Yeah. Shout out Patty.
Yeah, shout out Patrick. So anyway, we finally come around to going to the driving range one day, and Thomas is a classic. He was a classic Charles Barkley.
That wasn't that bad.
It was bad. And it was a situation where as he's coming down through the ball, his wrist would break. I don't even know how to explain that. His wrist would break hard left before he even got to the ball. And anyway, so 7 months later, you played this past weekend.
Yes.
right?
Yep.
And how'd you do?
I did much better, much better. Breaking bad habits is the best thing. The best thing I can describe that, especially to you guys and ladies out there that's been playing sports for a long time.
Oh, I saw what you
You
just
saw what I
did
did?
there.
You see what I did?
And the ladies.
And the ladies, the baseball, the softball, those things. You play certain swings, planes, and you've done something for so long, all the way through Little League and then middle school, high school, and you play a certain sport. You get used to doing certain things, and that was my problem. Not letting the golf club do what it's going to do or what it's designed to do. I felt like I had to put that lift behind it, or I had to flip my wrist a certain way to get the ball in the air, and it's just one of those things that it goes against.
For those of you that played a little bit of golf, he's like the reverse C. I mean, all his weight was back on the back. I even called him Frank Thomas for a while because he was just swinging for the fence and not generating any power.
And I'm a Bama guy, so I took offense to the Frank Thomas thing.
Where did he come
To
from?
Auburn, man.
Oh, he did?
So Auburn, and look what you just did. You just compared me to two Auburn guys.
Two Auburn guys?
And you brought up Patty O'Rourke.
And I'm still alive.
Yeah. We both sit here with Bama gear on.
I apologize, Thomas.
That's all right. It's all right.
I apologize. I shouldn't do that to you.
It's all right. But the thing that Kip told me, starting off, was start from the cup back, meaning start on the greens, learn putting, and then you're chipping, and then, you ironed all the way back to your driver. But as an athlete, you want the club that makes the ball go the furthest. I mean, that's just it's human nature. I want to get out there and hit the thing that I can hit 300 yards. All that short game, it's not pretty. I don't want to do it. I want to do the driver.
Right, and couple of things I told him. I said, if you want to learn how to play golf, I said, you got to dedicate some time to this. Golf is a relationship. And I said, you got to have to be patient. We're right out of the chute. I mean, we go to the driving range, he pulls the driver out of the bag.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this. I want to see how far I can hit it. Thomas, you don't need to try that. No, I'm going to try the driver. All right, try the driver. And he dribbled it, about 3 yards?
Yeah, if that.
And we can come back with any of that you want to. But what I'm trying to say is Thomas is a Hall of Fame defensive line. What'd you say, defensive
Defensive end, left guard. You played offense and defense.
Offense and defense, and baseball.
And baseball.
You played baseball, right?
Third
And
base.
for somebody that has that much athletic ability, number one, I kind of figured he could eventually get this, and then two, it's funny. It's real funny to see somebody that thinks they're so good at everything go out there and they can't hit a little golf ball off a tee. So, So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there. So the deal is what we're trying to get done, and hopefully our first video that we make, it'll be Thomas competing against my daughter, my 15-year-old daughter, on a local par 3 golf course, and because he's pretty sure he can beat her. And she's already said that she ain't scared. So we're looking forward to that. So we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah. So I'll go back to a comment you made about golf being a relationship. That's the best way to describe it. It is a very expensive relationship too, because
you got to spend.
Absolutely.
Kind of stuff. Oh, and talking about spending money. What's the website you use?
Global Golf. Yeah. I have a.
I'm not even going to ask how much money you spent there. Every time we turn around, every time I come to work, Thomas has got a new club. Man, look what I got.
The reason why we're doing this.
Wait, man.
The reason why we're doing the Scratch and Waggle golf podcast here at this house is because I don't have enough room in my living room. It's nothing but golf bags and golf clubs. It's a little embarrassing too.
His family came over. He told me this one time. His family came over and said, Thomas, really? It takes 4 golf bags to play golf?
Yes, shut up.
So the relationship part is you got to have the swag, you got to have the stuff. And for you beginners out there, seriously, if you can be patient and borrow somebody's clubs, I tried to tell Thomas this, but he wouldn't listen.
He did.
He went out and bought a brand new set of Top Flight Strata or something. They were a great deal. They were on Amazon. He's a millennial. He's going to buy everything online. And I tried to tell him to work into it. As you play golf, you can borrow somebody's club. You can test a club that way. But he wouldn't have anything to do with it. So now he's got like 6 sets of golf clubs in his house. And every time he he tries something new or hears something, he goes out to golf, whatever, golf.
Global Golf.
Global Golf. So Global Golf.
Some good deals out there, man. Some good deals.
A discount.
Yeah.
And they're fantastic. He got me to look out there one day, and you can get 2 or 3 year old golf clubs for $29, $39 bucks.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a great deal.
Anybody in the beginning stages of golf don't want to invest too much money up front. I highly suggest.
We might edit that to where we say golf beep. I'll put a beep in
Yeah,
there.
that'd be funny.
We're not getting any money from them yet, so we can't sponsor them.
Yeah,
We can't
yeah,
close
sorry,
them yet,
sorry.
so we're gonna beep that out.
Yeah, well, I'll just leave it. Go get you some used clubs first, and it's not a bad way to go.
It's not. And but you gotta, and the golf balls would be next. I've got probably a garage full of golf balls, and I gave you what, probably 3 dozen
Yeah,
to get started.
Get started.
And you lost them all.
That's not that actually. It's still there.
So you gotta have balls. You gotta have balls to play golf, and that's legit. All right, that ain't no joke. You gotta have balls.
I see where you're going there.
I went there.
I see where you're going.
I went there. Because,
No.
can I talk about me now?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, man. My bad.
So one of the reasons we would call it Scratch is because it took me 30 years, but I finally made it this year. Reached a goal. I wanted to shoot under par, and last year I think I hit it once, maybe twice, where I'd gotten 1 under, 2 under, and then this year consistently shooting in the 70s. And then I went up to North Alabama recently, a couple of weeks ago, and got a personal best 67 on a golf course that I played for many, many years. So I knew the outlay and just had a day. It was one of those weird days where there's so many distractions going on. The kids were there, wife was there, other family was there playing as well and goofing off and listening to music. And even had some major interruptions, but it just, everything clicked. Had 4 birdies that day. It was a par 71. Had 4 birdies, no bogeys. It was the rest par. And so we can get into more about that. But to get to that level is what I'm trying to get Thomas to understand is you've got to start short game. You got to start. My philosophy of golf is you start at the green and work your way back. That's not my original idea. If any golfers out there listening, you've heard of Harvey Penick, Little Red Book. That's how he teaches golf. He taught Tom Watson, Ben Crenshaw. Those guys, you guys probably don't know who those are.
Sure,
But,
yeah.
I know Thomas doesn't. He's like, who? And it takes a lot of patience. So I was not one that wanted to practice golf. I just wanted to play. And I think Thomas could probably second that. All you want to do is get out there and play. All you want to do is get out there and play, hit the ball, make that good shot. Send a picture to your friend when you chip one in from, from how far was it?
You know, I exaggerate.
Because you said it was like 130 yards.
Yeah.
And I played the very next day and saw the spot you were at. It was like 30 feet. But
Doesn't matter.
But that's the excitement of the game. You get out there, you try to hit your good shot, you try to play well, and working from, you just gotta have that patience. So hopefully through this podcast, we're gonna try to develop people, and one of the reasons, why we're doing this is to try to share knowledge. We can't ever know it all. This game can't be perfected. You look at Tiger Woods; he's tried many times to change his swing just to try to get perfection. So the idea is to share stories, share knowledge of what we do, what the mistakes we made, and then hopefully you've got somebody that you can ask questions to that's played for 30 plus years, and you've got somebody that's just beginning. So hopefully we've got a spectrum is the idea. Is you can find out how Thomas is progressing, you can find out what kind of mistakes we've made. Oops, excuse me, can I edit that out? I'm drinking too much sweet, please. We're LA, we're Lower Alabama, man. We drink sweet tea. So if anybody up north, and we've got friends in Pennsylvania, we traveled with work. We probably need to wrap this up soon. But anyway, we traveled from work together recently and made it to Pennsylvania. And we ran into a guy up there that was a golfer. He was walking around and all his golf stuff. And we just asked him where the local course was stuff. And this is no lie. I wish I could remember the dude's name.
Michael. Wasn't it Michael? I think it was Michael.
I can't pronounce his last name because it was Pennsylvanian,
Yeah.
and I think their heritage is Polish. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
So he had a very long ski name. But no kidding, guys. His brother lives in Mobile. So we ran into somebody in Pennsylvania that was had connections to Mobile, knew our area, and said they come down here for vacation and play golf quite frequently. And the golf course that we saw up there was beautiful. And but he said it was like a goat trail compared to what we had.
Right.
So a big tip of the hat to what we've got down here on the Gulf Coast,
Right.
as far as golf is concerned.
Right.
So again, guys, we're just trying to introduce this. This is quote unquote episode 1 or 0.5, and then we're gonna get to it, get after it. Might even come right back, but we're gonna pause for a minute, take a breath, get some more sweet tea, and then we'll talk about maybe should you play music when you play? Maybe that's a hot topic, and or do you collect things after you play golf? Have you started that? Thought about that?
Yeah, I have.
So we'll stop this segment and crank up another one here in a second. But thanks for joining us, guys. Again, podcast, Scratch and Waggle. Hopefully you've got a little taste of it and understand what we're trying to come through.
Well, that's it.
You good?
We'll talk to you again
Color
later.
guy.
Oh, yeah.
I was analyzing.
I got caught in what you're saying, man. That was good.
All right.
All right.